Guys, morning from the UK. I'm Keith. This is Crypto Bullseye, and this is one of the most important altcoin updates that I have done in months, guys. This is making me excited. We've had lots of positivity in the crypto market. You can see the bubbles are green, green, green. People are interested again. Retail's coming back, and the people that have been round on this channel, the ones that have been through the pain, they're the ones that got the lower positions. So I've gone through collectively about 50 charts this morning. You can see most of them are green. I've been looking to the ones that haven't run, the ones that are going to get bigger gains once we get confirmation from Bitcoin, and the ones that are going to run harder, I think, going into next week. So we've got the altcoins, we've got Bitcoin, we've got the macro, we've got what needs to happen going into next week for us to continue with this positive sentiment and to drive towards that thing that we've been waiting for, which is alt season. Okay, so we can see that the retail's coming back. Alt season's not confirmed yet. We've got a way to drive up to alt season, guys, but things are starting to look positive. All of these bubbles here, guys, on the weekly, that is on risk assets. On risk assets are starting to pump. They're pumping at the weekend. That gives us an indication retail's back. Retail are here at the weekend. When you see pumps, that's an indication that there's people outside of the institutions, outside of the people that work Monday to Friday, people that don't work weekends. When there's liquidity coming into the market, it is a signal of retail. So that's the first thing, guys. The second thing, and this is a big one because I owe each and every single one of you an apology because I'm from Northern UK. Guys, my grammar's not great. We struggle saying certain things. And Mix Meow has given me a lesson. This is about the 30th channel that can't say the word quantitative. You guys are preaching about something that you can't even say. It's not quantitative, it's quantitative. So, first things first, Mix Meow. Apologies for my grammar. Mix Meow, what kind of channel have you got? Oh, you've got a cat channel. I'll take on board. Thanks for that, Mix Meow. I'll take on board to try and speak properly going forward. Next thing, get yourself in the Discord group, completely free. Good hangout, lots of people there, lots of friends there. We go through lots of stuff, talk about lots of charts, talk about the macro, talk about all sorts of stuff. So get yourself in there completely free. Link in the description below. And then we're going to start with the big daddy. So things are getting serious now, guys. And this is the main thing. We've broken the 100,000 level. The 100,000 is a key psychological level. You can see it was such a resistance barrier, this 100,000. You can look back, clues look left, and you can see where this was resistance, this 100,000, resistance, resistance. You broke through, support, support, resistance. So that was the key area, guys. And if we pull back, we can pull all the way back to 100,000. In fact, we can pull all the way back, guys, to 96,857. And this thing will still be intact. So we're monitoring Bitcoin going forward Monday and Tuesday, guys. Often they're a bit of a pullback days. So if you get a pullback in Monday and Tuesday, that's completely fine. You can prepare for that. You can understand that you can get cheaper entries, you can get a better risk and more reward. So key is wait to see what Bitcoin's going to do Monday and Tuesday. We could get a couple of red days. If you get a couple of red days, as long as we come back and hold the 96,000, things are looking rosy. Next thing, this is the main thing that's getting me excited, guys. The Bitcoin dominance is dropping, it's dropping, it's dropping. And this key support that we were talking about, guys, it's smashed straight through there. What's happening now? Just zoom in. That is now acting as resistance. So what was support then becomes resistance. That's exactly what we're waiting for. That's exactly what we want. Once we drop this channel, guys, bam, that is the first indication of alt season. We've got different metrics of alt season. We've got a confirmation of alt season. The confirmation of alt season is this, guys. And look what we've had. Had a big break. We've put in a higher high, come back down. We've put in a higher low. Now we're testing this area as resistance. Better say the words right. I might get told off again. Right. Resistance, 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 resistance. We expect that to act as resistance. That's going to be the next key area for us to break 927.14 billion from where price action is now to its previous high. That is sitting at 22.84% to the upside. So we're getting there, guys. When you measure it from the bottom here, this is what we were talking about a few weeks ago. That's 40%. That's 40%. So we're halfway there. We're 2/3 of the way there, guys, till we test this level again. Once we break, once we close above that level, that's my alt season indicator. That's the confirmation of my alt season indicator. So you've got the dominance dropping. That's step one. That's showing you it's likely to happen. You've got step two. You've got the total three, which needs to break and close above this level here. Step three, guys, DXY. We've got a key level that we need to drop. This key level, we've dropped the one level, it's come back down, it's retesting as resistance. Once we get a close below 98, guys, expect an acceleration to the downside. That is going to be another indication. A weak dollar, we need a weak dollar. Then the USDT dominance, the dominance in crypto, guys. And this is what I say about Monday and Tuesday potentially being red days, because you can see that this, the USDT dominance, is at key support area now, this line here. If you go back, you can see how price reacted, and then it was support, support, support. Holding this key area now on USDT dominance. And what's likely to happen, guys, is a pull back up to the trend line and then another push back down. So where you're seeing the bulls, guys, trying to push up, we're waiting for USDT dominance to push down. We want lower highs, lower highs, we want lower highs, and then we want an acceleration to the downside. So if this started pushing up in Monday and Tuesday, guys, up to this resistance point, that would indicate a couple of red days and pullbacks within the crypto market, which is completely fine, completely healthy, because you get better entries, you reduce your risk, you increase your reward. So monitor that, guys. Bitcoin, a couple of days, we could come back down here. If that happens, USDT dominance comes back up here. Then you get the acceleration. USDT dominance, acceleration to the downside. Then we've got the Ethereum Bitcoin, and Ethereum is really seeing strength against Bitcoin. And we've been monitoring this channel here. We confirmed the breakout of this channel is our first indication. Firstly, we're going to take out this previous lower high. Second indication, that is showing us that we've started to get real momentum against Bitcoin from Ethereum. Remember, ETH season, Bitcoin season. Don't want to sound like a broken record, guys. Within ETH season, you get alt season. We're waiting for ETH season. We've had this big, long Bitcoin season here. It's ETH's turn next. When we get this big move here, alt season, ETH season. So that's the next metric, guys. You can see how all of these pictures paint a bigger picture, how all of these things, should I say, paint a bigger picture, give us an overall collective picture of exactly what's likely to happen next going into the markets next week. A couple of red days is fine. As long as we hold our key supports, then we can start putting in higher highs. It's all about keeping the higher low, guys. Next thing is Ethereum trading against its dollar pair. Now, I've been saying for months now, we need a market leader. ETH is the sleeping giant. ETH is still the second biggest market cap within the whole of crypto, guys. People need confidence from Bitcoin. When they need confidence from Bitcoin to go off risk, guys, off risk from on risk, they'll go into Ethereum. And this is the big boys. This is a smart money because Ethereum is the second biggest market cap. It's the second least risky. You can see on the back of that, guys, ETH has led the way. ETH is the sleeping giant, and ETH is absolutely smashing it. Volatility index of the S&P is coming down, like we mentioned. And the S&P, we've got a key level on the S&P that I do want to break and close above, guys. And it is relevant, this level. That's 5,690.51. If we do break above that, guys, that's going to give conviction in not just crypto, but within the stock markets, within traditional markets. That'll indicate, guys, that there's probably going to be tariff deals. That'll indicate that there's a good indication that we're going to get some kind of easing going forward at any time soon from the US. So that's the boring bit done, guys. That's the macro. These are what I've looked at collectively. So I've gone through all the charts, like I say this morning. First one's going to be Arbitrum. Arbitrum's pumped. One thing that I like about Arbitrum, guys, is this. It's dropped this key level of support. We were in a descending channel. We created one thing, a huge weekly, when you go on the weekly, guys, a huge weekly bullish divergence. That indicated one thing. Charts needed to catch up. We say it time and time again. We got the bounce. We're now at this resistance point. You can see resistance here, resistance, resistance, resistance. This is going to be our key resistance point. So you're waiting for a pullback on this one. You're waiting for a pullback. Where you're waiting for a pullback, that was previous resistance. We need that to act as support. As that's happening, guys, you can see one thing. You can see we're overbought now, sorry, on the stochastic. So we need to be coming oversold while we're holding this support, putting in a higher low, and then we can take out that previous resistance or have a higher probability because we're coiling back, guys. We're coiling back. When you're coiling back, that's people taking profits at resistance areas, waiting for price to pull back to the next support. The buy zones are hit at the support. That's the higher low. Then you've got enough wiggle room to have the acceleration to be able to push through this previous resistance. So Arbitrum's looking good, guys. Monday and Tuesday could be a pullback. Monday and Tuesday could pull back to this support. If Monday and Tuesday pulls back to this support, guess what that does to your risk to reward? Reduces your risk, increases your reward, gives you that protection, gives you that tighter stop loss. So Arbitrum, that's why I'm interested in Arbitrum. Next one, guys, we've seen bullish divergences. We've seen bullish divergences all over the place. And Illuvium is no different. Got a bullish divergence, cracked out from the channel. Now we're holding this as support. So we're one step ahead on Illuvium. You can see that the next support zone here that was previous resistance, is back down here, and we're nearly there at $16. So Illuvium looks good to me, guys. You can see we're pretty much just taken out this previous lower high. That's signaling the bulls have got strength. The bulls are in control in the short term here, guys. And the next resistance point for me is going to be $29.90 on Illuvium. Thing that I like about Illuvium, guys, when you actually zoom out, and you look where the 236 retracement is, a conservative 236 retracement. And this plays out over a longer period of time, not going into next week, but potentially in the next couple of months. 236 retracement is $455.37. And you can see that that coincides with this shelf here, that shelf here. So that is going to be my strong resistance point. From where price action is now, guys, we're currently at $16.69. We might not get there, but however, you can trail stop losses along the way. So when the trend reverses, that you're out in profit. So it's all about playing these high risk altcoins, guys. Make sure you protect yourself along the way. If you're in a trade, put your stop loss above the high or low, and keep doing that, and keep doing that, and keep doing that. Don't worry about these exchange stop losses, guys. When you say you put a trailing stop at 2%, 3%, those things are designed to wreck you, because how do you know? How does the exchange know how big a swing is going to be? How far something is going to pull back? You need to look at where the high or low is, and you need to understand that you can manually trail your stop loss up below the high or low, guys. You're not going to get the high, but you're going to follow the trend all the way up as high as possible. So that's how I would be playing that, guys. I'm interested in Illuvium. It is coming back to a support base. We do need that to hold, and then that looks good for me. So HNT, the next, Helium. One thing that Helium's done here, guys, it's a bit of a reversal pattern. You can see this head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders, where you've got your left shoulder here, you've got your head here, then you've got your right shoulder here. You can see that we're having just about a breakout of the neckline, or we're close to a breakout of the neckline. So this one looks good to me, guys. This was previous this was previous support. That acted as resistance. We broke through. This is now held as support. And HNT looks pretty good to me. Ideally, I'd want to come back to this support base at $3.56. So if we do get that pullback Monday and Tuesday, guys, remember, use Monday and Tuesday to your advantage. If you get a pullback, you can get better entries on these things. And none of this is financial advice. This is just me looking at charts, and this is me showing you exactly what I'm doing. I'm not a signals group, never will be a signals group. Guys, I'm showing you exactly what I'm doing, how I analyze it, and then you can make up your own mind. So this is really interesting, guys. This is Fetch.ai. Why am I interested in this? It's this support base. That support base, guys, acted as resistance. What happens? You don't buy resistance, but when it flips resistance to become support, then that is a good buy. That's a higher probability move, and we're pretty much there now. So your support zone, 80 cents. That was previous resistance, 80 cents is my new support base. So remember, guys, just wait to see what Bitcoin's doing going into Monday, going into Tuesday. And I'll say it time and time again. And I know I've repeated myself, but it's an important thing, because we need to see what the market sentiment's going to be going into early next week. And we need pullbacks. We can't continue to go up. You can't keep going up. It's unhealthy. It won't be sustainable. We need pullbacks. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to get entries. So that's Fetch. Chiliz next. Why do I like Chiliz, guys? This has been absolutely battered, but look at this support base here. It held for such a long period of time. And I talk about the pothole effect. This is what I call the pothole effect, guys. When you've got a support base, that's holding support for such a long period of time, people expect it to hold support, and then bam, you come down, and then you break it, and then you break. That's what I'm expecting to happen on Chiliz. You've got divergences, guys. You've got divergences here. Putting in higher lows on the RSI, you're putting in lower lows on price action. That has got potential, guys. Ideally, you're going to do two things. You're going to come back down, and I think this is the less probability one, the less realistic one. 0.03684 is the next support base. It's always key, guys. Once you've got the resistance point, you've got two key levels. Why don't we buy resistance? We don't buy resistance because there's a higher probability that it's going to pull back. If it pulls back, that means you can get cheaper prices. Why do you buy confirmation? Confirmation is support. It tells you who's got momentum, who's in control, who's got the high probability move. So there's two ways you can play it. Like I say, guys, this support base down here, it's less probability of it coming all the way down here. You've got the 0.0427, which is going to act as a strong support if we do pull back and reject from there. The way that I'd be playing it, guys, that's your first level. If you do pull back over the next couple of days, remember the first couple of days, Monday and Tuesday, they're going to be key for the crypto market, because we need to understand, is Bitcoin going to pull back? Is Ethereum going to pull back? Are the top blue blue chip altcoins are going to start pulling back, the big layer ones. If they do, what's that going to do to the rest of the market? It's going to make them pull back. When they pull back, we need them to pull back to support. So that's option one. Second option, you do get a pump going into Monday and Tuesday. We don't know what's going to happen, guys. We can just look at probabilities. We can look and analyze to find out exactly what's happened before. However, all it takes is a tweet. All it takes is positive news. All it takes is positive sentiment to just completely wipe analysis off the chart and then pump the market with positive narrative. You imagine, guys, people are watching the TV. Donald Trump makes a tweet. Something's announced. Bitcoin reserve, whatever it is, guys, positive news. Everybody sees that. Everybody's interested in crypto. Crypto's mainstream. Everyone wants a part of it. You look at technical analysis, guys, these new people that are into crypto, they're not looking at trend lines. They're not looking at support. They're not looking at resistance. They're just buying and buying and buying based on what the news says. Remember, guys, we need to be complacent. You need to understand where your risk is, where your reward is. So that's the first thing. If we pull back into the market, we've got 0.04308. The other thing, guys, so that's a support base. This is a resistance base. The other thing, you can break through if we get positive sentiment going into the market. Remember, we don't know what happens. We need to plan for what happens. We need to understand how you can understand how to get into a market, depending on whether it's going up, whether it's going down, but understanding that you need a pullback to support. And that support base is going to be your protection area. It's going to be your confirmation area. It's going to be your area to understand that if that is broken, you're wrong, and you want to be wrong with the least amount of capital. So just an example, guys, that's resistance. It's acted as resistance for such a long time. It's around about the 5 cent level, guys. If we break through this, that comes back down and tests support. Guess what? Exactly the same price. However, you've got a smaller probability of actually being successful here because it's resistance, and you've got a higher probability at exactly the same level that this is going to act as support because you know that the bulls have got momentum, you know that you've put in a higher low, you know the trend is continuing to the upside, and you know that you want to continue the trend and follow the trend until that bend at the end. So that's Chiliz, guys. Moon River. Moon River, exactly the same thing, guys. Broken inverse head and shoulders. What's the significance of breaking an inverse head and shoulders? It's a high probability move. It means that if the trend was reversed, we would have come down here, we would have put a higher low in, and we would have continued to the downside. Something's changing. We've put in a high, come back down, higher low, new high. So how do you play this, guys? How do you play Moon River? Easy. Remember, coming back into the market Monday and Tuesday. If we get a pullback into Monday and Tuesday, you're coming back down in at $6.66 for support. Guys, your resistance is all the way up here. You've got a couple of key levels, a couple of key levels, your couple of key levels. You've got $14.49, which is going to be my take profit area. And the way that I'd play this, I'd wait to come back for support. Then once we put in a new high and come back down and tested this previous resistance as support, this is what a trend is, guys. You're coming back down, you're breaking through resistance, that's coming up, that's testing support, you're putting in higher highs, you're putting in higher lows, what was previous resistance, you crack through. And if you're trailing your stop loss under here, you're trailing your stop loss, guys. The trend has got to end at some point. If you're trailing your stop losses and protecting yourself when the trend reverses, guess what? Completely in profit. That's how you can play trailing stop losses to your advantage, guys. You might get a 10% move, a 20% move, a 30% move, whatever, guys. But as long as you're protecting yourself, putting your stops at break even, and then putting your profits below the high or low, that's making sure that when the trend reverses, when something happens, whether there's some negative news, whether there's negative sentiment within the space, guys, when the trend reverses, you get a nasty pullback. When you get a nasty pullback, you get stopped out. You get stopped out in profit. Simple as that, guys. Use it to your advantage and diminish your risk whenever you can. As soon as you put a higher low in, what is that doing? Diminishing your risk. Remember, you look after the risk, the reward will look after itself. Next one is CRO, guys. I do like this one. It did get a reaction from the trend line, guys. It got a strong reaction from the trend line. We've got a few bounces from here. This is the area that I want to beat. This is the area I want to pull back to, guys. That is sitting at 0.09147. So pull back into that Monday and Tuesday. It could just be Monday. We don't know exactly what's going to happen in the market. And then we can get a push up to test this next resistance area, which is sat all the way at 0.15, 0.155. Right, that's CRO. We've got two requests from the guys in the community. First one is Velo. Stick our trend line on there, guys. What's happened? Inverse head and shoulders. What did I say last week in the market, guys? These things were playing out time and time again. And I said how strong playing this right shoulder is, how strong and how much of a high probability move, how much conviction you've got once you've broken the neckline, that is a strong reversal pattern. It's one of the strongest reversal patterns that are out there, guys. That is a higher low. That is not a lower low. That is significant. We've broken the neckline. What's the significance of breaking the neckline, guys? That was the lower high. That was the lower high. We'd come back, tested the first lower high. That shows strength for the bulls. That's the first part to indicate that we are reversing, guys. Then this right shoulder, which is the higher low, is the confirmation that we're going to test that for the third time. You keep banging and banging and banging on that ceiling, guys. You're going to knock through. That's exactly what happened here. And guess what? We've come back and we've tested support, guys. So this, out of all of them, is the best one for me now, 0.014707. So yeah, like I say, guys, that looks good. You've got a shelf up here, 0.028669. You've got another shelf here, 0.021260. I'd be trailing my stop losses on that one, but that one looks good for me. It's just broken the inverse head and shoulders, and that looks good. This one, see, guys, time and time again. I was saying this last week, and we were forming right shoulders last week. We were forming right shoulders everywhere. And I was positive that that right shoulder was going to come back and test the neckline for the third time. Bang, bang, bang on that ceiling, guys. This thing needs to bang on the ceiling. I'm interested when that comes back down and flips support. So that's what I'm looking for and tell, guys. It's looking promising. Anybody that managed to get the right shoulder, that would have been the best move, because you could have protected yourself below the right shoulder and you get a higher move. You get a higher move, guys, because if you're shooting for the previous high, for instance, or you're shooting for this conservative level, you get a higher risk to reward than what you would if you're waiting for the break. Still protect yourself, the slow risk to, with a low risk to reward below the break, guys. But remember, when you're taking the right shoulder, that gives you a higher reward. As far as risks concerned, guys, which is the higher probability move out of these two? The right shoulder, or is it the break of the neckline? All day long, guys, it is the break of the neckline. You try and play the right shoulder, it is a difficult one to play, because don't forget, we're playing reversal patterns. When you're playing reversal patterns, you are not flowing with the trend. You're trying to catch a bottom. You're trying to understand when something's forming near a bottom, and then you're trying to pick bottoms, guys. That is a difficult thing to do. Once you've broken the neckline, guys, that's your confirmation. That's a high probability move. It's got over a 50% chance of moving out. Once you've broken the neckline, there's an even higher probability of this move playing out. So wait for the neckline break on this one, because guess what? It's exactly the same level as what the resistance is. Wait for the break, wait for the support, same level as resistance. Bam, happy days, higher probability move. Right, I've got an update on ICP later for one of the requests from within the Discord group. So I'll be dropping that later on today. Let me know in the comments what you want me to cover next. Get in our Discord group. There's lots going on there. And I will see you in the next one.